Didn't quite see the player of the match presentation. Who would have got the nod? Because they both played their part today, didn't they?
They'll probably have given it to Mo, wouldn't he? But what you would say is Alisson Beck is a superb goalkeeper, and he had a wonderful game today, definitely.
Yeah, and talking of Mo Salah, yes, he's eclipsed the 20-goal mark for yet another season. I feel like we've just got to treasure him while he's in the Premier League, because we don't know how much longer we've got, right?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we will look back on these years. He's generational. He's fantastic. And the 3 years that he didn't reach 20, he got 18 and 19. So he's knocking on the door. Yeah, I think we're witnessing greatness, to be honest.
Yeah. But you agree with my sentiment, don't you, Steve? Because it's easy to get blasé with somebody who just churns out these figures season after season.
Yeah, and because he's quite low key. He's not, in the newspapers all the time or on the television screens away from the football ground. I think we do get blasé about him, and he's certainly cherished by the Liverpool fans. But you think the wider footballing crowd probably do not give him the credit he deserves. But I don't think it bothers him one jot, to be very honest.
No.
He's got his personal records that he wants to beat, and he's beating records all the time, and long may it continue.
OK, well, let's have a look at the first of his 2 goals today, then, at the Vitality Stadium. It came courtesy of a penalty, of course, after Lewis Cook almost came together with Cody Gakpo. And I suppose for Bournemouth, it'll be frustrating. This was an accidental coming together. Yeah,
I think it's a genuine play for the ball. He's trying to get round Gakpo, but just clips his heel, you see there, and it's just one of those unintentional. It is a penalty, and once this man stands over it, when you're top of the league and you can stretch your lead, he's never going to miss. And he goes for power, and the goalkeeper's nowhere near it.
No keeper saving that.
No. As Glenn said at half-time, he missed one a couple of years ago, blazed it wide, actually, to his left, to Mo Salah's left, but he wasn't missing today. He kept that really low and powered it into the corner.
Yeah, but there was still plenty of jeopardy in that game, and we know how dangerous Bournemouth can be. That's what made this second goal from Salah so important. Clear-cut chances, as we know and seen before, Steve, they don't necessarily come his way, but moments like this, when it looks so difficult, it makes it look easy.
It makes it look incredibly easy. Curtis Jones, one of the substitutes, Darwin Núñez, all involved. This was a lovely pass by Curtis Jones. Gets Kerkez thinking. And the finish is absolutely sublime, isn't it? Again, you can criticise the left back. He should have got tighter. He has to go towards Mo Salah or bring him onto his left foot. But he stands with his hands behind his back eventually and allows Mo Salah the space to bend it in. You shouldn't be able to do that. As in, the defender should be tighter and blocking that. But Kerkez does nothing apart from put his hands behind his back and watch the ball fly into the net.
How good is that finish, Glenn?
Oh, it's world class. I mean, we can criticise Kerkez for not going tight, but if you go tight on Mo Salah, he'll skip by you. See, to the lesser of two evils. If there's one criticism you've got, he could maybe block that far corner a little bit better.
Yeah. How big a win is that for Liverpool
Huge.
in the end? Considering, of course, the kind of challenge Arsenal have to face on Sunday.
Well, that's the most important thing. It's all about pressure. Liverpool lose today. Suddenly, it's like, there's something going to happen. They're panicking. This might happen. The fact that they've won today, they've got 9 clear. Arsenal with a huge game tomorrow, of course, at home. The pressure suddenly jumps on them. Arsenal have to win.
Big draw tomorrow.
That's how it's turned out, isn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, Liverpool fans will be wanting to draw. If City and Arsenal can drop points, brilliant, and then Liverpool will have a game in hand again. But suddenly, everybody now is focused on tomorrow. And the rhetoric beforehand is Arsenal will have to win. They can't afford to lose more points. So it's just bumping pressure onto each other each time around.
For Bournemouth, it's a first league defeat in 12. You couldn't discount them, could you, up until that second goal? I mean, they looked dangerous, they asked questions, and they had key moments in the game which could have made the world a difference.
Key moments, and this is why we deliberated Allison for man of the match. I mean, this one, Kluivert should score, concentrate. He's in great form at the moment. You expect him to hit the target, but there was a few moments where Allison was exemplary all afternoon. Like we say, he's never going to get the plaudits because he doesn't score the goals, but he was always there, always. Even I think in the 93rd minute where it's nearly an own goal, he's still right there. But I mean, everything that Liverpool done this afternoon, it wasn't pretty, but they ground it out, and like I said, that's a sign of champions.
They lost nothing in defeat today, did they, Bournemouth? They were excellent. They made chances. The goalkeeper was brilliant, didn't he, Alisson Becker? He was fantastic again. Made some really important saves. They've got a number of injuries, Bournemouth.
They were still in that box, weren't they?
Yeah, they're a weakened side, so, they deserve a huge amount of credit. You can see why they're in the top half of the table. When you look at Nottingham Forest, Newcastle's, and Bournemouth deserve to be there. They're playing well and they're really, really consistent. Yeah. Anybody with any consistency now is flying up the league.
And you can see there is a sense of togetherness, isn't there? Despite those key players being out, the fact that they're there watching on in their civvies almost adds to that real sense.
Well, I'm sure there's a few up in that box worrying if they get back in that first 11 and the way they're playing. And like Steve says, that even though they lost the game today, there's so many positives for them to take. You've got to take into consideration who they were up against. They're up against the best in Liverpool, and they still fought right to the end with them.
And while they came away from that game empty-handed, they can still take plenty of confidence.
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. They lost the game today, but they played really well. It wasn't as if it was a non-event and Liverpool strolled to a win. Liverpool really had to work hard for it today, and if a goal either side, Clive puts that in, then anything could happen. Yeah. Allison doesn't make one of those fantastic saves. Anything could happen. So they stayed in it. Manager's been brilliant, and they'll continue to win games because they're too good, Bournemouth.
Right, let's get some post-match reaction from the Liverpool dressing room in the wake of their latest Premier League victory.